Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the AVS show coming straight to you from New York City. My name is Charlie Dior.
I'm Debbie, a.k.a. Miss Spitfire.
And my name is Mark Sakarake.
I'm Glitterati.
And I'm the Manny Man.
And welcome. If this is your very first time watching us, make sure to subscribe to our channel. And after the show, go on Instagram and follow us at the AVS show. Don't forget to like and share. And throughout the entire show, you can comment below as well, okay? Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Oh, it's a new day.
Yes.
So let's do this.
Yeah.
So, a Nigerian lady is sent to jail for disciplining her own daughter in Ghana. A Nigerian lady, but was, arrested in Ghana.
Wow.
Social media is divided over this issue. Her name is Rebecca Ojo, and she has been sentenced to 6 years in jail.
What?
And according to her daughter was stealing. So she slashed her face with a kitchen knife and left her bleeding.
Wow.
What do you guys think? Do you think it was right for the government to jump in, or this is a family issue?
Wait,
Family waiting, you want to kill him?
kitchen
No,
knife. You
it
slash
don't
your
make
daughter's
sense.
face with kitchen knife. That's attempted murder. That's not discipline.
I think that was by mistake, though.
What kind of? That's like somebody you kill someone and say it's by mistake. That's no excuse. That's manslaughter. You slash your daughter's face with a knife. How does that transcend into you trying to caution her from
Discipline.
stealing?
Yeah. What
You know?
happened to cane? What
Or
happened
using
to
your
belts
words.
and stuff?
Exactly.
Even belt self is too harsh these days.
So her frustration was, she has used all kinds of methods. Trying to talk to her, it doesn't work. And this is an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
So we also have to look at that when you have a child, you have a daughter that is not listening to you, always stealing, always doing bad things. Because if the mother don't get to her, the streets will. Because you can't go and steal in the streets of Ghana or anywhere. Like jungle justice is real, right? So we also have to look at that as well.
Apparently, she had to do that because it's not an excuse anyways, but she had to do that because the daughter not only steals in the house, but steals, from neighbors, from people outside. And, back in Africa, it's considered as a public shame. And that's the reason why they go very extreme with disciplinary measures. But that was really too extreme. You cannot be beating her with scissors because I read about it. And she was even saying in court that I have a right to discipline my daughter.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
That's what she was saying in court.
She does have a right to discipline her daughter, but she doesn't have a right to kill her daughter.
kill her daughter.
Because that
The
knife
daughter
could
is
have...
not dead, by the way.
I know. What I'm saying is
because
it could have led to
Yeah.
anything. If you see the picture, if that is really the picture, that's a very high level of damage. The hand, the leg, the nose, the everything. Come on, that was too much because in modern day, there's so many ways you can discipline a child.
Were you guys ever beaten as a child?
Do you want to go there?
Damn silly.
Because I was.
Silly.
Yeah,
I
tell
was
us.
beat silly. Like my mom used to wear me out.
So you were a thief.
But it was I wasn't a thief. I was maybe a little liar.
We all have a habit when we're younger.
If you could steal, you could kill.
Oh, now you go. No, but literally she'll get the what do you call the switch from the tree, like what I'm saying, fresh.
Oh,
so
your
she
mom
could
was
wear me
nice.
out. She was nice, but I think that
was
there's
nice?
ways that you can
Yeah,
discipline
so-
your children without having to resort to almost like killing them. Now that's another extreme, because if the child had died, what would you have done? Now you've killed your child. But there has to be different ways. Like, what are the mechanisms in place for this child to get disciplined? Even for even here they do the way they put the kids in fake jail for a little bit.
Yeah,
So I don't know if they can
juvenile.
start, say put her in juvenile or maybe put her in boarding school. Like what else can we do before we get to
And I
cutting the
think
girl?
that's also the thing. We also have to learn other ways of
Yes.
discipline our
Yes.
children. Our African parents are stuck in those
Old ways.
old ways. My mother had a witch friend. That's what I'm going to call her.
Witch friend.
Because she advised my mother to beat, because I always used to come back from school late, and my mother was worried. So this woman advised my mom to beat me until I bleed.
What?
So that way, whenever
You remember.
I remember it. I
You
still
wouldn't
have the
come
mark
late.
right here.
Wow.
My mother beat me until my
skin
skin
healed.
came out. So every time I see that mark, I remember that moment.
Yeah.
And then
You
you
know,
don't come late anymore.
And then I'm like, I have to get home. I have to stop whatever I'm doing. So people do have that mentality
But it's funny
of
though.
beating their
Yeah.
children until they leave
That's
once.
traumatic.
And that is even illegal here in America.
It's funny though because your story made me remember something. When I was way much younger, I used to suck my 2 fingers.
Oh.
I suck it a lot. So
Are you still sucking?
one of
I used to do that too.
one of our very strict house helps that we had at the time. One day I was doing it, and she just brought out my finger, put it right here, and used a Milo can, boom, and hit it. So I was bleeding. And funny enough, that was the last day I ever
You
did
never
that.
sucked again.
But that was a house help. Wait, that was a house help. Did she have the right to actually do that?
And I bet you somebody told your mom to do that. It's a like
Yeah,
she
but
learned
yeah.
it already
The mom
from
never
somebody.
did
know,
that.
yeah.
It was the house help that
It was
did
the
that.
house
Your house help.
House help.
What right does your house help have?
Should do that. You know, funny enough, that was the very last day I ever did that. You know, so
But now
sometimes
you don't do it anymore because it's an embarrassing
it's an-
act. So are we going to thank the
Yeah.
house help for doing that, or
That's
Well,
what
I was gonna say with this, when you're sucking your finger, I think that they tried everything with me. They put pepper on my finger, they did
put pepper,
everything, and then whatever.
They cut it?
Till I went to the doctor and I kept on getting strep throat. The doctor was like, "You're gonna keep on getting strep throat if you keep sucking your finger." And I stopped at like 15 or 16.
So that
it was a
fear.
long time.
Yeah,
It was the
fear
fear. It really, literally, it's fear and how you kind of talk to the child and to give them traumatic kind of things.
But we should also understand though, this
need to move
whole
on to the
discipline and beating kids, sometimes kids get rebellious. When you beat them, it doesn't make them stop, it makes them worse.
Yeah.
So we definitely need to find other measures
find
that will
other
help
means,
to
parents, we
discipline
love
children.
you, find other means to discipline your
Absolutely,
children. Ms. Spitfire, we're going to move on to
Please
you.
do.
What's going on?
A police officer in Delta State, Nigeria, was caught on camera as he destroyed a Delta State University student's phone that was worth 250,000 naira. iPhone X. People,
For what?
iPhone X.
Jealousy.
Say what happened.
Jealousy is the last class you take
How much
before
is that in
witchcraft.
dollars?
That is about, it's an iPhone X.
$1,000.
It's about $1,000.
$1,000.
Yeah.
No, the original one, because that 250 on that one is like.
Maybe you got
Second
maybe
hand.
second hand.
Maybe
now.
fairly-
But it's still an iPhone.
It's an
X.
iPhone
That's
X.
the point. Is this different from the story that went viral of? Is a different story?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, what you're telling me,
The policemen are on the prowl.
policemen in Nigeria, the SARS people in Nigeria are jealous of people with phones.
Yes.
Particularly in iPhones.
They're just bitter lots. They're jealous in general.
Jealousy.
You don't have the right to look good. You don't have the right to drive a nice car. You don't have the right to afford a nice phone. Even you have an expensive girlfriend, you're Yahoo boy. So they harass.
But could it be that because the Yahoo movement is on the rise, they are just in the lookout for suspicious behavior?
They are just jealous.
They're jealous.
You don't
They
need
want
Could
to
it
be.
be? Could it be? All of them are just jealous?
They want
All of
money.
them. They
All
are
of
jealous.
them.
Okay,
They
so
are jealous.
Law enforcement in general are disgruntled. They are all disgruntled.
In Nigeria.
Yes, well,
All over Africa.
All over
They
Africa.
are jealous
No,
because
They're all
wait,
disgruntled.
Wait, let's
That's the
look at
word.
this
Let's
case.
look at the
Let's
names,
look at this case.
Nigeria.
You are a police officer.
Yes.
You went through hard labor. The other day I was watching on Instagram, the kind of training they go through. Some of them they put them inside brown water and all the nonsense. And then you start working. You have been working for 5 years as a police officer. Maybe you're receiving 30,000 naira. At the end of the year, you can't even afford 100,000 naira phone. Then you see a young boy that is in the university, that is not even from a rich home, holding an iPhone that is worth more than your 2 years salary. Won't you be jealous?
The
It's
man was
obvious
really
jealousy.
bad. I think
I understand that part, and I understand that there are police people in Africa that are not really doing their jobs. But we also have seen so many other news where suspicious behavior lead to them opening trunks and they see
They stopped
a
these
human
boys in
head,
a public
a
car.
human head in
It
the
was a
trunk.
public bus,
right?
They stop people and then they open their trunks and there's like a whole lot of
You know
money.
what, Charlie? You don't have the full scope of what we're talking about. Let's
Let's
I have
watch
the
the video.
Okay, there's a video.
Yes,
Story.
you see the
Let's
video
watch
and
the
see the
story.
bitterness in this man.
Okay.
No wahala. Make Nigeria good. Me they work for over for 13 years now. This year, June, we made me 14 years for service. Never get money to buy 250. Now 15,000. Now 15,000 now. Good afternoon. Come, carry your bag. Carry your bag. I said carry your bag, come down. We have to go outside. Who get this bag? My bag. You, come down first. Now I see your face very well. Come down.
Wow.
Jealousy.
That is the face of a bitter and jealous man.
Purely jealous. Like, and the thing about it is that you cannot. That's what you call, what I'm saying, like you are really looking out for people to kind of, bring them out and showcase, and then you're getting angry in front of everybody. I don't understand the crux of the law in Nigeria where the police people have the nerve. The man has not done anything. He has done no crime. He has done nothing. Why are you jealous of his his belongings. I don't understand
What
that.
I even want to wonder is what they teach them. Like, what do they put in them? After they've gone through the whole training and then they give them the guns and tell them they have the power to kill or whatever, are they telling them that they have the power to protect people or the power to intimidate people?
But isn't the whole idea of the Nigerian police force to protect?
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. But
It's
that's
pretty
not what
much
they're doing.
basically protect and serve. How is it that they
Supposedly.
went from that to kill,
Intimidate and
detain,
kill.
And
intimidate, harass the citizens?
And when I say disgruntled, most times that's not an excuse anyway. Before I even say what I want to say, they're not paid well. They have some issues in the office. One thing is going on, maybe from the house, from the office, or whatever, and then
Yeah,
they
but
come
we
to the
know
public
that.
and
Everybody's
vent.
going through that.
They come and just vent on, young people.
Yeah, I don't support this at all. And
Yeah.
you
At
know,
all.
I don't support this at all. I just
Well,
have to
the
put that
whole-
out.
yeah.
But the police is supposed to protect and
Oh.
serve. But in Africa, I think most of the police people, they want us to fear them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that, I think that is the thing, because they come onto you so
That
Yeah,
intimidation,
aggressively.
that fear.
Listen, even in New York, they have like these seminars, like police is your friend, where they have seminars where the police talk to you and let you know that they are your friend. Maybe
Yeah.
we need to introduce that in our
Yeah,
country.
yeah.
You say?
It's in
Well,
every,
I mean, they-
it's in every police
Charlie's right,
station
they
in
have community-
Nigeria.
They have community service workers that
Yes.
work specifically with the community, come to the community, work with the community, and they have events for the community, parties for the children, all of these
Engage
things.
the people.
Engage the people so they don't feel fearful.
Yes.
of
In
the
Nigeria,
police.
And even some of these
But
police
I'm just
also
saying,
know the
they
guy.
can try.
Some of the police people also
they
know
have
the
that
neighborhood,
too.
so they can see you somewhere, and if you're doing something, they know you.
They know
Right,
you.
Charlie. In Ikotun police station, they tried to do something like this, where they had a couple of people go into the community and try to acclimatize with the community members. Guess what? It turned from that to obtaining. They said they'll come to your shop and say, Yarisi, how you day? And you know what? Give me this. They said collect it, because now they are familiar with the people,
Yeah. Yes.
and now they feel like it's their privilege.
right.
They are
Yeah.
right.
Their right.
We
to
have to-
collect
They
from
don't
the
even
have
pay
to go.
bus fares in Lagos.
No, no.
They don't.
To eat for
As
free.
Esprit de corps.
All right, so Timani, what's the next topic we have
The
to
next
move
one is
on?
terrible. To find that in the 21st century and in times like this, xenophobia is still happening in South Africa.
South Africa. as well.
In Durban recently, in Mpumalanga, there were a lot of killings of people. The videos were terrible. I couldn't share the videos. I almost cried. They were cutting off people's hands, using spades to hit people in the head, saying that all foreigners have to leave their country for good, whether you have permits or not. And even the politicians in the country are making it worse, because there was a recent statement by one of their political aspirants. An election is on May 8th in South Africa. And they said after May 8th, after elections, every foreigner should get out of the country if he wins the election. They actually put out a statement, and the statement said, we are giving you a month to pack all your bags and leave South Africa, whether you have working permits or not. Just wait for us to vote on the 8th of May. Then on Monday, on the 13th of May, we will close the roads, stopping all the taxes. Every foreign nationals will be dealt with accordingly.
Wow.
So I'm not going to read
serious.
everything,
This
but that's
from-
the highlight.
this-
How
This
do they
from
know
politician.
who is who and who is South African? And
Who's half and half?
Can you
Easy
really
for them
tell?
to
They're gonna be
No,
checking
how? But I mean,
IDs.
you lived in South Africa,
I
right?
lived in South Africa.
Yeah.
And
How did
during
you-
the time I lived there, xenophobia actually happened, but not in Johannesburg. It was also happening in Durban.
And
as well.
Soweto too.
In that
Soweto,
place.
yeah.
So that place, there's so much, I don't know whether there's so much backwardness. Let me use that word, because the people there are so intimidated by foreigners. They say foreigners are taking their jobs, foreigners are taking their women. They said that.
Of course.
That foreigners are taking everything for them. These foreigners come into the country, start up a business, open shops on their own.
But this the same jobs that you guys are claiming that the foreigners
Exactly.
are taking, you wouldn't want to do it.
Right.
Exactly.
Thank
These
you.
are the jobs that you would, me go do that job? No, they wouldn't want to do it. So what is the problem?
And
I have
also,
no idea.
I don't know for a fact, Timani, you can attest to that. I hear that they're very lazy people over there. Like, South Africans are very lazy.
They
You
get
know?
grants.
That's what I hear. I don't
They
know.
get grants.
But another thing that is
Yeah.
encouraging the whole act is the government. Because the government in itself hasn't even recognized this xenophobia.
Yes.
Can you imagine?
Yes.
So it's even outside organizations that are coming together, even putting the statistics together for the government to see, look at what has happened for so amount of years. The government doesn't even have anything in their record. They don't
care.
recognize it. They don't
Which
even
the
care.
government can actually look into it
The
and
government
know how
doesn't care.
serious this
Yeah.
is. Because yes, you're kicking the foreigners out of South Africa. What if America decided to do the same
Right.
as well?
Yeah.
Do you know how many South Africans are in America? Do you know how many South Africans are in Nigeria?
Oh, yeah.
In Ghana? You
MTN.
cannot, you
It's a
cannot
South
do
African
this.
Because all these countries that you're kicking out of your country, or all these
Foreigners.
foreigners that you're kicking out of your country, their countries actually lended help to you when you needed them at different stages. So why now all of a sudden you feel like they're not a good addition to you and you need to get rid of them? Think about what's going to do to your economy? Because
Yeah,
them being
thank
there
you.
has a lot. They have a lot impact in the economy.
Well,
So why-
are they thinking that far ahead?
I don't think they
really
are.
care. I literally
all.
just watched a documentary in South Africa. There's a lot of stuff even happening internally. They're attacking themselves.
Of course.
They're just raping women. It's
Yeah.
it's wild, wild west right
Yeah.
now in South Africa. And honestly, I would tell anybody if they can really start to leave, start leaving, because your life is not even worth it. It's not worth it if you're going to get killed in the long run.
How
why would you
we
stay
gonna
there?
create change if we just give up and start leaving?
You
How?
rather just sit
They're
there
not
and get
renewing
killed?
permits. A friend of mine who had a working permit said that he reapplied because normally you are entitled to renewal, and he's working. For 6 months, his renewal hasn't come. That thing takes 2 weeks. They are not renewing permits.
They really want you guys to go.
Yeah.
Then another
Trump
question I
wants to
have
build
is,
a wall to keep foreigners out or
South Africa wants
immigrants.
people to leave.
South Africa are burning people. It's like, what happened to one world? Let us love each other.